Good evening, everybody. I believe this is week 11 with the transcribers, and this week we're talking about changes. Changes in all kinds of things. And one of the first questions is, what changes did we notice in our partner after he came out to us as being trans? And for me and my partner, Todd, we were kind of or he was kind of at rock bottom, and so I think just initially being able to say out loud that he was trans was just the beginning of a different outlook for him. It was a huge weight that had lifted off of his shoulders, and he was now able to share with me, and I was able to, help him carry that load. So I think as far as any change, it was just kind of a peace of mind thing, and it was really just the beginning of that. And kind of the same as he was able to come out to others as being trans, because it was just now a matter of, I don't have to hide who I am. I can be completely who I am and be comfortable with that and be comfortable in my own skin. So as far as any changes from just coming out to people, it was just, again, more a peace of mind thing for him. And it was really nice to see kind of that relief and to see his personality coming back to the surface, because he was always someone, who used to love life and be really adventuresome and adventurous. He would, joke all the time, and he had started to lose that, for I guess about the 3 years really leading up to his coming out. He just started becoming more and more inside himself, and it was really nice to see that change. In fact, some friends of ours that we did come out to said, it was really nice because now they felt like they were finally getting to know Todd, because beforehand they felt like he was someone who didn't always come hang out, and when he did, he was relatively quiet and reserved, and now they feel like they know him so much better, and they are so glad for it. So I guess after he told his therapist, it was kind of along the similar lines, because he'd been seeing these people for a little while already, and now there was kind of this is actually going to happen. There was a little validation in it by being able to talk to them, and it was very fortunate for us that once he came out, he was able to get the ball moving very quickly as far as the process for starting tea and all that. So that was extremely fortunate, and of course the therapist played a part in that. As far as actually getting to start tea, of course there were a lot of changes after that. He is about 2 months on tea now, and maybe even 9 weeks. So of course we've seen some things like there's a lot more hair growing, and their hair that already exists in some places is thicker. His voice, of course, is deepened dramatically, and he eats a lot, or a lot more. Where he used to sometimes eat like a bird, he'll finish a plate now, which is nice to see him with his growing appetite. He has I guess insomnia, really, and it comes and goes and changes, but since starting tea, there are nights where he'll stay up all night, sometimes even throughout the next day. So the sleep pattern has probably been the hardest adjustment for both of us, because my schedule is very 8 to 5, sleep at night, and so we get to see each other less, and that was frustrating for a little while. But we're working on it, and in fact, he starts back to fall semester tomorrow at school, so we're hoping the insomnia thing won't be a really big deal, because he started tea this summer when he wasn't in school. As far as, I guess, what we're excited about, really, I'm just excited that he gets to see himself realized. He's excited about every little change. Anything that happens, he is totally stoked about. But my excitement is surely to see him happy. And so, of course, further changes. He don't really have any facial hair, for example, now. I know that's one of the last things to come in, so he's really excited about that. He's really excited about getting to have top surgery. T has made his chest slightly smaller and, somewhat easier to bind with, but I know that's still a real sensitive area for him, because he just wants to have top surgery, ASAP, as does everybody, and we're hoping we'll be able to get to do it this Christmas, if maybe we can get a loan for it or something. So those things, of course, he's excited about. As far as our relationship, I do think that in our years together, I worked very hard to make him communicate with me even when he didn't want to. So I don't know if that's changed, because we kind of already didn't have any secrets from each other except that. And we kind of knew it was there. It was just a matter of him being able to talk about it. I do think maybe it's made us a little closer. He was someone who maybe had some trust issues and felt like, I had to pass all these tests a few years ago. Not that he was testing me specifically, but, he just wasn't ready to trust until he knew I could be trusted. And I think we had already reached that point. But, now he feels that, with even him coming out to me and me not running away, that, it's kind of been a confirmation of our relationship. So he hasn't really been working because he didn't work this summer, and he's going to try not to work this semester in school. So there's really no change there, but as I mentioned, he is eating more, and his sleep habits are a little more disrupted. Really, for me, the best change is just his demeanor. I am so glad that he is, happy to wake up every day and to face life and to do things again and to be himself and to enjoy things like homework and, just enjoy being. And it's really been so nice for me because, he would describe that he felt like he was dying inside, and that was extremely hard for me to watch him wither. And it has been so nice, to see life breathed back into him. And for me is the biggest validation that, this is right. He feels so good now just to be able to be him. And I think that's all any of you guys want. And all that any of us supporters want for you is for you to be happy and for you to feel like you can be who you are. So we know that there are some more changes to come in the next, year and a half or so, and we're excited about all of them. We look at this as a journey, and it'll be great every step of the way. And I hope the same is true for you guys and your partners or your children or anyone that you're supporting. I hope that you're seeing that this makes them a happier individual, and I hope that you're supportive through it. So thank you guys for watching, and tune in next week. Bye.